Okay, one, why, and like, what would you do with renting a country? Oh, I'm sorry, that's too funny that they didn't know until they met in the Olympics. I bet that made it super awkward. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is your favorite boy from the Midwest, Ethan. And today I'm going to go back to my roots, or kind of what I was doing at the very start of my channel. So for those OGs out there that have been following me from the beginning, you guys know what I'm talking about. When I first started my channel 7 months ago, I was kind of really looking into a lot of different countries and cultures. And obviously I stumbled upon the UK. And since we both speak English and for some reason you guys like took a liking to some random American, me, I started interacting with some of you guys through Instagram and the YouTube comments, and I definitely would say I've made some friends along the way. So a lot of my focus lately has been on the UK. But today I stumbled across a video that is titled A Fun Fact About Every Country in the World, Part 1. Anyway guys, I thought this would be a really fun video to check out. This is probably going to be countries I've never even heard of before. Not only do I get a fun little fact about them, but I actually will know about them now. Anyway guys, before we get in the video, you all know what to do. Like, share, and turn that notification bell on. If you're new to the channel, watch the video through. If you like this type of content and like watching an American learn about things outside of his own country, then definitely consider subscribing, because that is what we do here. Also consider subscribing just to join this awesome YouTube family / channel that we have going on and growing. Also though, when we hit 50K, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. At the moment, what is planned right now is to buy a plane ticket for one of you guys to come over to the US to experience it for yourself. So one thing I wanted to do though before we get in the video is to kind of show you the audience and engagement that is on this channel. Now obviously, as expected, the United Kingdom is the most viewed on this channel. You guys make up the main majority of the channel subscribers. I'm actually going to show you right here though a little behind the scenes analytic that I as a YouTuber get to see. I'm going to share that with you guys right now. So as you can see, the United Kingdom is the most. Then comes Germany and the United States. But here's the list of other countries that watch and engage with this channel. We have people from Sweden, Australia, Netherlands, India, Italy, Ireland, Norway, Denmark, Finland, Canada, France, Indonesia, Spain, Portugal, Belgium. So anyway guys, I just wanted to share that with you and show you. It's just mind-blowing to me that so many people from almost all over the world watch this channel, engage with it, interact with one another. I hope that you thought that was interesting. Comment below if that surprises you of how many people from other countries watch this channel. Let's get in this video and learn about a fun fact about every country in the world, Part 1.
Hello and welcome to a fun fact about every country in the world, Part 1. These videos are going to be pretty long, so let's just get started right now. Afghanistan changed its flag 18 times during the 20th century,
That's a lot.
and 4 more since then, with its current flag having been in use since 2013. The reason for these changes isn't so fun though, so let's just move on. Albania has more than 173,000 concrete bunkers spread across its land. That's
Why?
nearly 15 bunkers per square mile on average.
Okay, so yeah, this video, since he's going so fast, is definitely going to bring up all kinds of topics I'm going to have to actually look into later. Because I want to know, like, why are there so many bunkers? Sadly, I'm guessing it's probably for war or bombing or something, but that's insane.
It's the largest country in Africa, but only about 10% of the country is actually inhabitable, with the rest being comprised of the Sahara Desert. Andorra is the largest country in the world with no airport.
I thought every country in the world had an airport.
The capital city of Angola, Luanda, is considered to be the most expensive city in the world for expats.
Just for instance, the cost of renting an unfurnished 3-bedroom house of international standards in an appropriate neighborhood is put at a whopping $13,000 a month. There's no way I can move there. That's insane.
In the world for expats. In 2009, Antigua and Barbuda renamed the country's highest point Mount Obama after US President Barack Obama. Despite the fact that he's never actually been there, the name was changed back in 2016 to the original name of Boggy Peak.
Why?
During the December 2001 crisis, Argentina had 5 different presidents in just 2 weeks.
That's confusing.
In Armenia, chess is a part of a child's primary school curriculum.
Honestly, more places really probably should implement chess into a school curriculum.
Australia has by far the most national parks of any country with 685.
Wow.
For comparison, second place Thailand has 147. In Austria, there's a small village of about 100 people called f***ing. They've had issues with people stealing the sign. As of the 1st of January 2021, this is actually no longer true. The town has changed its name and is now called Foggy.
That's not that much
which
better.
Personally I think sounds much, much worse. Baku, Azerbaijan is home to the world's largest KFC.
That is
at
a
about
palace of a
1,600
KFC.
square meters. The Bahamas has an island that is inhabited only by swimming pigs. The aptly named Pig Beach has become a tourist attraction.
I don't really care about the pigs, but man, I would love to go there just for the water. The water looks super inviting. It's just so clear.
Beach has become a tourist attraction. The recently deceased Prime Minister of Bahrain had been serving since 1970 and was the longest serving PM of any government in the world.
It's a long time.
He passed away in November 2020.
Not as long as the Queen, though.
In December of 2004, Bangladesh broke a Guinness World Record, forming the longest human chain. With more than 5 million participants, the chain spanned the distance of the entire country, more than 1,000 kilometers long.
I don't know, just like such a team effort as a country. That'd be really cool if every country did that at least once and just to like, say they did it and to make that history. I really like that.
In 2008, the Prime Minister of Barbados created a new national holiday called Rihanna Day to be celebrated on the 22nd of February. In Belarus, there was a TV show called The Theorists, which was just a blatant rip-off of the US TV show The Big Bang Theory.
Oh. That show was kind of stupid though.
Ньютона не знали трех законов, а Дионис доказывал, что истина в вине. Гагарин в космос полетел, а Галилей землей вертел, а Менделеев химию придумывал во сне.
However, there was nothing that Warner Brothers could do about it because the TV company that produced the show is owned by the Belarusian government.
That's interesting hearing that a media company is owned by a government. Isn't that kind of similar like with the BBC? Isn't the BBC semi-owned by government because it's paid by taxpayers? So would they be allowed to get away with something like this?
In 2010 to 2011, Belgium went 589 days without a government.
Whoa.
A world record at the time until it was broken in 2020 by Belgium. This time going 652 days without it.
Like, I'm not a huge government person, but at the same time, like, having a country with no government, that just sounds like Wild Wild West to me. So I'm sure it probably wasn't the best thing. But if someone's from Belgium and watches this, let me know in the comments what it was like without a government for so long.
A construction company in Belize destroyed a 2,300-year-old Mayan pyramid to build a new road in 2013.
Okay, that's just a shame.
The flag of the Kingdom of Benin features a guy being decapitated with a sword.
What?
Bhutan is the most mountainous country in the world, with 98.8% land area covered in mountains. The average elevation of the country is 3,280 meters above sea level.
Heck yeah. I guess I found out where I'm moving to when I retire. I love the mountains. That sounds like my kind of place.
Bolivia has a navy of about 5,000 personnel, despite being a landlocked country.
Why would you have a navy when you're not on the water? That doesn't make any sense. My only guess is so that it can help out with the neighboring countries who are their allies, maybe?
Bosnia and Herzegovina has an estimated 150 landmines per square kilometre.
Jeez.
In Botswana, there are parliamentary constituencies called Kanye North and Kanye South. There's no Kanye West.
Nice, man, nice.
Brazil is believed to have the greatest biodiversity of any country on the planet. One paper estimates up to 210,000 known
Wow,
species
I had no idea.
and up to 2.4 million in.
Of all the countries in South America, Brazil is actually one I would really like to go to.
The Sultan of Brunei has an estimated net worth of $20 billion and lives in the largest residential
nice to have
palace
that.
in the world, valued at $350 million.
I gotta admit though, that like for a house or palace, whatever, that thing is freaking grand. The question is though, why? Why do you need something so big except to show off wealth? Like, it doesn't make sense, but I mean, it's impressive.
What is believed to be the oldest gold treasure in the world, dating back earlier than 4000 BC,
That's awesome.
was discovered at the Varna necropolis in Bulgaria. Burkina Faso's name means land of incorruptible people, but in 2019 only scored 40 out of 100 on Transparency International's corruption index. In 1996, Burundi became the poorest ever country to win a gold medal at the Olympic Games, achieved by Venuste Nyongabo in the 5,000 meters. In parts of Cambodia, people have made their own improvised trains out of bamboo known as noris after regular services stopped running.
That is really cool to see. Like, they just took matters in their own hand. They're like, well, you're not providing it, so we're just gonna do it ourselves. It'd be like, kind of like Minecraft in real life. Like, everyone just has their own little personal railway system.
During the Great Depression in the United States, Cameroon raised money to help the American people. They raised $3.77.
Okay, I don't care. Like, it's such a small amount. I don't know the difference in like the currency or whatever, but still, that is really good. I personally think that's really cool. I never even heard of that. So either Cameroon just really didn't care about the US at all. They probably had their own problems. Or maybe the currency was just so deflated in Cameroon that it only came out to be $3.71, even if they raised millions of dollars. I don't know. That's just my guess. But I still think it's really cool one way or the other.
Canada has more lakes than every other country in the world combined. Cape Verde ranks #1 among African nations for a wide variety of different criteria. Barack Obama has referred to the country as a real success story.
Huh, I had no idea.
The Central African Republic and Chad are the first consecutive countries alphabetically that also border each other. And speaking of Chad, Chad and Romania both have the exact same flag.
I guess that's allowed. I feel like it could be very confusing, but maybe not.
The largest permanent settlement on Antarctica is a Chilean town called Villa Las Estrellas. Its population is about 150 during the summer, which drops to around 80 during the winter. China only has one time zone, despite being one of the largest countries in the world, which should span 5 different time zones. The whole country follows Beijing time.
I mean, that makes it less confusing. Not that time zones are really that confusing, honestly. But sometimes you forget, like, oh, are they ahead or are they behind? It would be interesting, though, to live in such a big country and, like, know that no matter where you are, it's all at the same time.
Colombia, spelled with 2 O's and not a U, is by far the world's largest producer of emeralds, making up 50 to 90% of the world's supply. The name of Comoros derives from the Arabic word for moon. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is home to the world's largest lava lake.
Yeah, I knew about this one.
The two Congos have the closest capital cities of any 2 countries in the world.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit like during the Civil War with the North and the South. Like where they put the South's capital, Richmond, Virginia, was only 100 miles south of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., which I've never understood really why they put it there.
In 1949, Costa Rica completely abolished its military.
Oh, wow.
With a population of over 5 million, it is by far the largest and most populous country without a military.
It is interesting to think about a country without having any form of military, but at the same time, Costa Rica is definitely a strong ally of the United States. So if anyone ever like invaded or fought with Costa Rica, the US would be like down there in an instant.
Footballer Didier Drogba brought an end to a 5-year civil war in his home country, the Ivory Coast. Worn by millions of people every day, the necktie originates from Croatia.
Interesting.
Cuba is one of only 2 countries in the world in which Coca-Cola is not sold.
Okay, I mean, honestly though, there should be way more countries that don't sell Coca-Cola.
The capital city of Cyprus, Nicosia, has been described as the world's last remaining divided capital. Czechia consumes more beer per capita than any other country, about 192 litres per capita per annum. That's nearly twice as much as Germany.
I don't know, this sounds like fighting words for some of you guys maybe. I know like England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, like you guys definitely drink a lot. Somewhat seem to pride yourselves on how much you guys can handle, so that's crazy. That's almost twice as much as Germany though.
Denmark is apparently the least corrupt country in the world.
I heard about that. Denmark is definitely one of the countries I want to check out someday.
It gets its name from the country's capital city, also called Djibouti, which is home to more than 70% of the country's population. Dominica is the only national flag that features the colour purple.
Oh wow. Hey, I'm wearing purple.
The Dominican Republic is the most visited country in the Caribbean with more than 6.5 million annual visitors.
Because it's so nice down there.
The word Timor derives from the Malay word for east, so the country's name is literally just east. The peak of the Ecuadorian mountain Chimborazo is the farthest point from the centre of the earth. It's farther away than the peak of Mount Everest due to the slight equatorial bulge of the earth. Of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Great Pyramid of Giza is by far the oldest and the only one that remains intact today. El Salvador is the only country in North America with no coastline on the Atlantic.
That's just one of those interesting facts that I've just never thought about when you look at a map. It's really kind of cool though.
Despite its name, the equator does not actually pass through Equatorial Guinea. Eritrea's capital city, Asmara, has the nickname New Rome due to its architecture being so similar to that of Italy. Eritrea was under Italian rule for more than 50 years.
Well, then that makes sense of why it's like that.
Estonia was the first country in the world to adopt online voting. way back in 2005.
I don't know about over there in the UK, but I know that's caused a lot of dissension and arguments and all kinds of fights over here. I think majority were transitioning over to online voting.
Now known as Eswatini, the country changed its name from Swaziland in 2018 to avoid confusion with Switzerland.
I really want to go to Switzerland someday. It just looks absolutely amazing. I would love to live in Switzerland for like at least a year or two. I've actually started looking somewhat on how to move there, and apparently it's kind of hard and they're very strict on who they let in. But
due to the Ethiopian calendar, which has 13 months, 12 months of exactly 30 days plus a 13th month with 5 or 6 days, it is currently the start of 2013 in Ethiopia.
It's interesting to think that not the whole world is not like on one calendar. Like obviously the Chinese have the Chinese calendar. It seems like most of the world though does at least recognize the calendar that we use, the Gregorian calendar. I had no idea though that there was a country though that was like years in the past. It's weird to think about.
Fiji Water ran a joke advert saying, "The label says Fiji because it's not bottled in Cleveland." Taking offense to this, Cleveland did some tests that showed that their tap water is actually purer than Fiji's. Finland has an annual beer floating event in Helsinki in which participants float down the river drinking beer.
That sounds exactly like the summers over here in the US. They pretty much just get packed full of people that literally just float down the river on beers. Like over here in the Midwest, that's like every weekend for 2 months straight.
France is the most visited country in the world with more than 89 million annual tourists. Well, normally anyway, certainly not in 2020.
Wow, it looks so different.
Gabon has the world's only natural nuclear fission reactor.
Come on, man. I get that the video is so short, but it's really raising up all these things I want to be checking out.
The Gambia has got to be one of the strangest shaped countries in the world. Its borders closely follow the meandering River Gambia and is completely surrounded by Senegal.
It's a really small country.
The Veriofkina Cave in Georgia is the deepest cave in the world with a known depth of 2,212 meters and a total length of 13.5 kilometers.
That's one thing I've actually done a lot and I really enjoy is spelunking. I love checking out caves and just like looking for new places that potentially no one's ever been to. That's just one thing I really do enjoy. I haven't done it for a few years, but I really do enjoy going to caves and exploring them.
The old East-West division of Berlin can still be seen to this day from space by a difference in street lighting.
Oh wow.
Kevin Prince Boateng and Jerome Boateng became the first brothers to play against one another in the FIFA World Cup in the Ghana vs Germany match in South Africa 2010.
Right, that made it
The
a very
first ever
interesting
Olympic
match.
Games took place in Olympia, Greece in 776 BC. Grenada has an underwater sculpture park. With 75 in total, the sculptures can only be seen by snorkeling or scuba diving.
Oh, he's raising so many things I want to check out. Like, I've never ever heard of that, but that just seems so cool. Like why is there an underwater sculpture park?
The entire city of Antigua, former capital of Guatemala, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Guinea pigs originate from the Andes mountain region of South America, not Guinea. The origin of the animal's name is unknown.
It's kind of like the word French fries. French fries don't actually originate from France. You would think though, definitely with an animal, if it's called a guinea pig, it would come from Guinea.
People from Guinea-Bissau are referred to as Bissau Guineans. Despite being a South American country, Guyana is actually an English-speaking country due to it being colonised by the British.
Not surprised there.
Haiti unknowingly had the exact same flag as Liechtenstein until 1936 when the two countries met at the Olympics and the similarity was discovered.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's too funny that they didn't know until they met in the Olympics. I bet that made it super awkward. Like both sides are like waving their flags and it's the same flag.
Once a year in Yoro, Honduras, it rains fishes. This is known as La Lluvia de Peces and has apparently been occurring for more than a century, with the reason still unknown.
Yeah. They like showing movies and stuff sometimes.
In the 1940s, Hungary experienced the worst hyperinflation of all time. The exchange rate to $1 went from 5 pengo to millions, billions, then trillions of pengo and beyond.
Wow.
In 1946, the country printed a 100 quintillion pengo banknote, the largest denomination bill ever printed.
That's crazy that they went through such hyperinflation. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that number was a real thing, a quintillion? That is crazy.
In the 2018 FIFA World Cup, Iceland became the least populous nation ever to qualify, with a population of about 350,000.
Huh.
India is the most vegetarian country in the world, with 20 to 30% of the population refraining from eating meat. India actually has more vegetarians than the rest of the world combined. In Indonesia, a dead manta ray can be worth up to $500, but it was calculated that each manta ray throughout its lifetime is worth around $1 million in tourism, and therefore a ban on fishing them was introduced in 2014. Indonesia has now become the world's largest sanctuary for manta rays.
That's kind of cool. I mean, thankfully that they were worth more alive and they actually put a ban on killing them. That way people can actually enjoy them as opposed to just killing them all off for like $500. That's like nothing. I mean, it might be a lot over there. I'm not for sure, again, with like the currency rates. But yeah, just killing animals just to make a few bucks. It's just, nah.
There was a world record attempt in Iran to make the world's longest sandwich, but people started eating the sandwich before it could be measured by the officials of the Guinness Book of World Records.
So people just got free meal out of that one?
The earliest known usage of the wheel possibly dates back 5,500 years in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq.
That looks like a wheel straight from the Flintstones.
Ireland has won the Eurovision Song Contest more times than any other country. 7 times, including 3 consecutive wins in 92, 93 and 94.
They haven't won for a while though, apparently, but that is really cool that they have. I had no idea. I've obviously only checked out a little bit of Eurovision, but I mean, it's definitely a bragging right, so the fact that they won so many is really cool.
Albert Einstein was once offered the Israeli presidency. He politely declined. In 2004, 2 Lamborghini Gallardo supercars were donated to the Italian police.
Nice.
Jamaica is the only country in the world whose flag does not feature red, white, or blue. Japan has more than 80,000 people over the age of 100. That's 1 in every 1,500 people.
That is always something that really interests me, is like the countries that have very high mortality rates. Like just how different their lifestyle usually is incredible to see.
Constructed as early as perhaps 300 BC, Petra wasn't discovered by the Western world until the 19th century by a Swiss explorer.
That'd be so awesome though, as an explorer, to like just stumble upon something like that.
In 2012, after the Kazakh shooting team won a gold medal in Kuwait, the event organisers played the parody national anthem from the Sacha Baron Cohen film Borat. Kenyan athlete Eliud Kipchoge currently holds the marathon world record at a time of 2 hours 1 minute and 39 seconds, completed at the Berlin Marathon in 2018. The last 3 record holders were also from Kenya and also achieved at the Berlin Marathon.
Yeah, but they're really close. I thought it'd be like a huge difference. I'm pretty sure that like the top runners, like a majority of them come from Kenya. Like there's just something about Kenya in just running.
Kiribati has the world's most advanced time zone, UTC plus 14, and is the reason for the oddly shaped international dateline. Kim Il-sung is considered the eternal president of North Korea. The presidency of the country was abolished after his death. The present head of state is called the Supreme Leader. The flag of South Korea has a lot of symbolism. The white represents peace and purity, the red is positive, the blue negative, and the circle as a whole is the balance in the universe. The 4 trigrams are the 4 classic elements: heaven, water, fire, and earth.
That is really cool symbolism for a flag. It looks simple, but knowing that now, actually, it's kind of an awesome flag.
The currency of Kuwait has the highest nominal value of any national currency in the world. One Kuwait dinar is worth about $3.27 US.
Oh wow.
Kyrgyzstan has some pretty weird borders with its neighbours Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, with several exclaves of said neighbours enclaved within Kyrgyz territory. Laos is known as the land of a million elephants, but unfortunately there are only an estimated 800 or so left in the country. Latvia's Independence Day is May the 4th, i.e. Star Wars Day.
May the force be with you.
Nice.
Beloved Canadian actor Keanu Reeves was actually born in Beirut, capital of Lebanon.
Huh, thought it was just Canadian.
Lesotho is the world's largest enclave. The country is entirely surrounded by South Africa. Liberia was founded by freed American slaves who chose to imitate the US flag and constitution.
Oh, that's awesome.
Libya has only had one king in its history, Idris I from 1951 to 1969. During this time, the country was called the United Kingdom of Libya. The entire country of Liechtenstein can be rented for $70,000 per night.
Okay, one, why, and like, what would you do with renting a country? Like, do you become the president for a day? Because some people honestly could probably afford that. What would you do with it? I don't get it. Like, why?
According to a study by a French scientist in 1989, the geographical centre of Europe, depending on how it's measured, is located in Lithuania, 26 kilometres north of Vilnius. There's a monument marking the location. In 2020, Luxembourg became the first country in the world to make all public transport free to use for everyone.
Oh wow.
And that's all for part 1. For part 2, we'll do the remaining countries from M to Z.
I kind of wish we had more free public transportation, but again, it's just not really feasible, definitely at least at the moment. Anyway guys, sorry for such a long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something along with me. It was kind of nice going back to some of the stuff that I did when I first started the channel, even though it was only 7 months ago. Really, really interesting video. I want to thank Wonder Why for just making this kind of content for people to be able to watch and enjoy. I know from my personal experience that it can take a long time to edit such videos. So yeah, just a huge shout out to them. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna end this video because I know it is long. I hope you guys learned something with me. I definitely learned a lot. There's definitely things I want to go back to the video and make notes about things I really want to check out. Like that natural nuclear power plant, like how, why, are they using it? What? I mean, it raised so many questions in my mind. And guys, once again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And mainly, I hope you guys learned something along with me. With that being said, guys, please be safe, take care, and look after one another. I'll catch you guys in the next one.